Hey there guys, Raymond here, also known as Rayvision, and today we are going to be doing another top 10 list. We're going to be counting down the top 10 drift cars in Forza Horizon 3. Now this list is based on my preferences and is subject to my own bias, so if you disagree, let me know in the comments below, or if you want, you can go internet rage mode and call me an idiot, because we all know I am one. Before we get started, just a few things to note. Next top 10 list is going to be the top 10 cruising cars in Forza Horizon 3. So if you have 10 cars that you think are great at cruising, leave those in the comments below. As well, all the cars that you will see throughout this video have drift builds online for them. All you have to do is get in their respective cars. You can type Ray Drift as their description, or you can go look for drift and best for speed, and I should be somewhere along the way. So, with all that in account, let's get started. Number 10. Now at number 10, we have the Nissan 240 SX. Now this is something that will apply for the general period of this list. As much as possible, whenever I make a drift build, I try and keep the given engine to the car in the car. And the reason for this is not because I want it to be a better drift car, simply because I like the sound and I don't want to hear V12s all the time. So if it's not the best drifting you're seeing, also I'm not the best drifter, you could probably make a better drift build yourself. So why take the Nissan 240 SX? Well, first off, it's a JDM car. That should be enough to tell you right away. And second off, it looks absolutely amazing. It is an incredible looking car, and it is an incredible drifting car. Now, right now, the build I'm using does not give it justice, and my skills do not give it justice. But do not shy when I tell you, this is an absolutely fun car to drive around. It's just fun. It's ridiculous, literally. Like, it's a good time. Number 9. Now at number 9, we have a little bit of something called the Toyota GT86, but this doesn't just apply to the Toyota GT86, Subaru BRZ, Scion FRS. Obviously there's no Scion FRS in the game, but basically those three cars, which in my mind are exactly the same. This is just a great car that a lot of people know about. Technically this is not one of my personal favorites, but I'm trying to include a little bit of everything here. And I do think that overall this is a solid drift car. Even when it doesn't have any upgrades, you can get it to go sideways. And when you slam a bit of power on there, you're going to be surprised as with the results you get. And it turns out it can give you a big fat smile. Number 8. Now at number 8, we finally have American muscle showing its head in the shape of the Dodge Dart Hemi. Now first off, before we just go any further into this car, I don't know what the Dodge ever did to the Forza creators, but Drivatars, oh my god, they hate this car with a passion. I cannot tell you how many times Drivatars crashed into me while I tried filming this, and actually, just as a general rule, Drivatars hate people drifting in Forza. I just want to get it out there, they drive me crazy. So, the Dodge Dart Hemi, some American muscle, why don't we? And yes, it is great. There are countless amounts of American muscle cars that are noteworthy and that should be on this list. And the reason why I try and limit it is because I did not want to have Mustang, or all those. So I tried to diversify. So the Dodge Dart made its way here. Why? Because even stock it can drift, and upgraded it drifts even more. It may be heavy, but it has its own style, and that rear, I don't know how to describe it, but it is just a nice, relaxing drift. It's not aggressive, and it's just not that passive. It's just where it needs to be. Number 7. Now at number 7, we have something which I think everyone expected. The Honda S2000. The only Honda to make it onto this list, and with good reason. Why? The S2000 is just a joy to drive. It is absolutely incredible, and it's kind of a cool car. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. It is a cool car in general. There's not that many body mods, unfortunately, you can do to it in Forza Horizon 3, but it is a fun car. You do have to do an engine upgrade, so you do distort the sound. It doesn't sound like it should, but it makes for a really, really good drift car. It's very stable, it's very light, gives you a lot of control around those corners. At least that's what I'd like to think, and that's what I think I've done. Number 6. Now finally, the Hoonigan machine, the Gymkhana man, the Ford Focus finally rears its head at number 6. It has made it onto our list. Why? Because when you take it out in Blizzard Mountain, which is part of Forza Horizon 3, It is absolutely incredible to drift. Now, some may call it power sliding, and that's fine, because it is fun. This is just, it's a fun car to drive. And even when you take it out into Forza Horizon 3 Byron Bay, it's absolutely incredible. As long as you take enough speed, rip that e-brake, and then floor it, you are bound to get a mad drift in. And that is why Kedwalk's Ford Focus has made it out to number 6. Number 5. Now, this one's probably going to get me a lot of hate, but anyone who's known me for quite a while on YouTube knows that this would be on this list. At number 5, we have the Toyota AE86 Torino. In other words, Takemi's car from Initial D. Now, obviously, this isn't his car because this is a lot more souped up. It is riced out as hell. That's because I made this build during a stream, and I kind of riced it out because people wanted me to, but it is by far one of the best drift cars I have ever made, and how stable this thing is in corners is not even funny. It takes a corner, you slam the gas, you counter steer, and it will keep going. It is one of the best, I'd like to think, beginner drift cars in the game. At least that's what I'd like to think. And for me, it is such a joy to be driving in this car. Number 4. Now, number 4, we have the pride of the US itself. It is the Mustang. Of course, how could I have a drift build list without the Ford Mustang? It is the tire smoking, basically the go-to car if you want to do burnouts, drifts, anything that involves crashing into an audience at a car show as well, usually as a result of people drifting it. So why would it not be on this list? It is a great drift car. One of the more tricky drift cars, and it takes a bit more getting used to. Definitely not for beginners, but once you get to that higher level, you can go and have some fun in this car. And also, it's nice to hear an American V8 once in a while. Number 3. Here we find ourselves another classic from the anime series Initial D, and that is the Mazda RX7. Now, obviously, this is not built to spec to the car in the series, but this car is absolutely smooth. This is, by far, in my opinion, the smoothest drifter that there is in Forza. Or just, it's so slick. I mean, it may not look slick when you see me driving it, but if you take the time to drive this car yourself, it goes around, it's just so smooth. There's no other way to describe it. That is literally the one word to describe the RX-7. That, and it has a sound of its own. No other drift car sounds the same as it does, because it has the rotary engine, and it has those turbos going, and it just sounds majestic, and it's just so smooth. Number 2. At number 2, we have my personal pick, the Silvia. Okay, we've been waiting for Silvia in every Forza forever, and it has finally come along, and boy, is it fun to drift. It may not be the best drift car in Forza Horizon 3, but to me, it is the most fun, most enjoyable, and I spend a lot of time in my Silvia, and I send it swinging, and I love it. And I don't know about you guys, but it's just great to have it. We've never, not that we've never had it, but we haven't had this car in so long that just being able to drive it, it's completely rejuvenating, and it calms the soul. And this is why I love my Silvia. Number 1. At number 1, we have the car that you guys probably least expected to take it, and honestly, this is the most unbiased choice in this whole entire list, the Shelby. And the reason for that is I simply went to the leaderboard, looked up at which car was the most in the top ranks, and decided to take it out for a spin. There's nothing fun about drifting the Shelby. It requires almost no effort, and it is not really a drift car because it's four-wheel drive. It power slides, but boy does it give you score. And when I say it's not fun, of course it's fun, but compared to some of the cars at this list, it doesn't give that same fulfillment that drifting does, because you're not really counter-steering, you're just holding down the gas, and you're just sort of like struggling to not go off track because of the ridiculous power that this car has while drifting. Well, with that all in order, I hope you guys all enjoyed my list of the top 10 drift cars in Forza Horizon 3. If you enjoyed this list, please tell me. Also, tell me if there's anything I can improve, how I can improve it. And I know I don't say this often, but these do take a lot of time. So be sure to like, share, and subscribe because I would really appreciate it. These videos take me a massive amount of time that I don't really have as a university student. And don't forget, leave me in the comments below what you think should be in the top 10 list of best cruising cars in Forza Horizon. Goodbye.